What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? Let's go ahead and start another showcase. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out early as hell. So this is gonna be a free-to-play Rainbow Star Super Saiyan team. So obviously you saw LR Vegeta Blue. This is the other world Super Saiyan Goku. I gave him full crits for this guy just to maximize his attack power. And next up is the Vegeta and Bulma. This is the free-to-play version. I haven't really covered much. I did a video where he allowed Bulma to get continuously slapped kind of thing, but not much coverage with that. I did cover this guy a little bit. This is the Super Saiyan Goku Jr. The event should still be available in JP for those that are wondering who that unit is. Obviously this is LR Goku, pretty much an OG unit at this point. Probably one of the best free-to-play units here is the LR Future Trunks, and a very good unit, and I like him a lot. So let's kind of test out with the 70% LR Vegeta Blue leads, how this team actually does. I did select the Boss Rush 3 stage instead of 4 and 5 just to kind of balance things out a little bit. Since some of these units aren't that much, you know, in heavy hitting, their damage potential is really not that high, but this is more or less, you know, just to switch things up a little bit. I did the ridiculously absurd free-to-play 100% villains team, so just to kind of do a video in relation to that, but that's, you know, a video that's a little bit more practical, or a team that's a little bit more practical in use. I figured I'd showcase these guys a little bit, especially since, like I said, the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Bulma unit I didn't really cover much on. So you know, I can certainly do a video where he's more optimized on a better team setup, but I think this will be good enough in terms of team build to kind of give you guys an idea of some of these units that, you know, haven't been really covered much nowadays. But yeah, the World Tournament has started. I did get up early this morning to grind a little bit before work, but yeah, I mean, I talked about it in another video, but I've got, unfortunately, a lot of plans coming up this weekend, like, you know, meeting up with friends and going out, and you know, some other events occurring, so I'm not really sure how often I can stream, or not stream, but grind in the World Tournament. But I mean, I'd like to stream at least one time over the weekend for the World Tournament grind, so I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop if I decide to do that. So Vegeta does have the ability to reduce damage from normal attacks, and also have the ability to counter, so he does have some benefits with that. It's just a matter of, you know, how great in damage you can actually deal. Like you saw there with the type advantage and criticals activating, he was only able to hit for about 165,000. Now with the super attack, he can definitely hit a little bit better, but again, this is a 70% double lead, so obviously this guy can do a lot better on probably a super team like with Tech Vegeta Blue, or even super agility team. So certainly has his uses, I guess, to some extent. Not really like the most powerful units in the game, obviously, even for free-to-play considerations. But I mean, he's still a decent unit overall. Goku Jr. is actually pretty good as well as a free-to-play. The only problem with him is the 40% drop in defense when you know, his super attack activates. So he's more of a offensive type of unit than he is defensive. So that's the only catch with this guy. But overall, I mean, he's a pretty decent unit. He's actually the only unit that is under the super intelligence type that can actually get full crits, like level 20 criticals. So that's one thing unique about that guy, I guess, in a way. So I'm up early in the morning with my first cup of coffee and doing a video, so that's the life of doing YouTube on the side, I guess, as a hobby. It's like you're trying to cram in time before work and whatnot. So, but I enjoy doing this as a way to kill stress and you know, what's the word I'm looking for? like cool down from work kind of thing. So you know, it's fun to do these videos, and thankfully a lot of people, enough people enjoy the content enough to where it's enjoyable from both sides. So hopefully you're enjoying the video as well. We'll see how the World Tournament is. I think a lot of people are going to be grinding pretty heavily on it because not only you know, does the top placement toward the tops, they give out a lot of potential ores, but you know, the fact that this time they are giving out 2 cards instead of 1 as the tournament placement rewards, I think a lot of people are going to have more incentive to go through that grind, honestly. So it might actually be pretty competitive this time around. But like I said, I've got a lot of plans coming up over the weekend, so I'm not entirely sure how much I can grind, but hopefully I can grind a little bit, at least enough to get all the you know, tournament rewards. That's pretty much the goal that I have for this time around. I mean, obviously links aren't too bad. You know, they're obviously Super Saiyans and whatever, so they link up fairly pretty well. Getting the supers off really isn't an issue. The only issue I do see is LR Goku having the ability to get the Ultra Attack. He does have a little bit of struggle in terms of getting the key meter over 18 keys, so that's the only really drawback that I've seen from this team setup, and honestly, it's probably not the best team setup to run, especially in events nowadays, but you know, every now and then I do like to switch things up and bring back units that aren't really covered much, and you know, have a little fun with it. Otherwise it gets a little bit, I wouldn't say boring, but you know, the content itself gets kind of mundane after a little while, so. For those that are new to the game, if there's any takeaways from this video, LR Vegeta Blue and LR Future Trunks are probably amongst the best free-to-play units that you could get in the game. This is for JP, obviously, but I'm sure LR Future Trunks in a few months will, you know, show up on global. LR Goku's still good. He's still worth the grind. So, you know, it is a painstaking process with it, but you know, overall it's worth it. I mean, if you're looking to build a team with the free-to-play setup, these guys are amongst, you know, the better units in the game. So we'll go ahead and get the Dokkan mode with LR Goku. Unfortunately, it's gonna be the normal super attack and not the ultra. And I remember when they first introduced LRs with this Goku, I mean, people went crazy over this shit. Like, it was so hyped up, and yeah, I mean, compared to now, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, nowadays you have like so many LRs in the game that while they are like very, very special, a lot of people do have LRs nowadays. So when it was first introduced that, you know, an LR was going to be a new class, it, you know, definitely brought a lot of attention to the game. Out of Dokkan Battle, though, and I might actually do a video on this at some point, but probably the best things they've done in the game was the potential system. Introducing the potential system, I think, really improved the game a lot, and pretty happy about that overall. I mean, it allows for even, you know, outdated, obscure units to be maxed out and customized with their potential level skills, and have a little fun with it. It also provides a little bit diversity in terms of how you want to build up a unit, because you know, depending on each person, they focus on additional attacks, criticals, or evasion. You know, every player is unique, and they have a different setup. So that's one of the greatest things they rolled out with the game, I think. Alright, so these guys are a bunch of chumps, so their damage potential is going to be a lot higher. Obviously 1.1 million with the critical, and then feature Trunks, he gets that secondary passive kicked in when there's 2 or more enemies, so he's hitting for a lot more. And this guy is, I mean, what is there to say about LR Vegeta Blue? I mean, he's probably the best free-to-play unit in the game, in my opinion. The LR Metal Cooler core is also very good, but I mean, in terms of, and it's obviously debatable between players, but I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love LR Metal Cooler Army too, and they're a very good unit. However, I think Vegeta Blue is a little bit more consistent. Excuse me. I think he's a little bit more consistent. So that's my personal 2 cents about it. It would be nice if that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Bulma unit actually gets upgraded at some point, just to allow for a little bit more powerful attack. You know, I think that would help that unit in particular. And the Otherworld Goku, I mean, I ended up maxing it out because I just had plenty of strength potential orbs sitting around, so I figured it would benefit some of you guys watching to see how he is at 100%. So that's really the only reason why I did that. Honestly, like I really didn't have a need for it, but you know, sometimes you just want to test out different units and see how they are. So that's pretty much the only reason why I did that. And we've got a couple of attacks coming against Vegeta, so we'll be able to see some more countering from him. Not looking forward to this day though. It's gonna be busy as hell. It's like usually around this time for me at work, it's like the busiest time of the month. So a lot of stuff going on, and I've been pretty busy the past day or so, and you know, the content's definitely been sacrificed because of that. I haven't been able to upload more consistently than I usually do, but I'll try and catch up over the weekend and kind of switch things up and keep, you know, pumping out some new content, so you know, keep you guys entertained hopefully. The Future Trunks unit is definitely a very good one too. I rate that guy pretty highly. Probably within the top, easily in the top 5 of free-to-play units in the game, I think. So I guess we'll just kind of, you know, we've been running through just a couple of boss battles and Boss Rush 3, but we'll go ahead and conclude the video here. But, you know, hopefully, you know, enjoy the video seeing the free-to-play versions of the Saiyans in action. Some of these, like I said, they're outdated and not many people use them nowadays, but, you know, hopefully you enjoy the video regardless, and thanks for watching.